All kinds of stuff going on. Hey, so excited. Okay.
I am excited about what God is doing in our life. I am excited that you're here, Dr. Clark. So I just want to welcome you for being here today. Thanking all for what he's doing in our life and what he's getting ready to do with us. And so I know that this is the day that the Lord has made, and we're going to rejoice and be glad in it. We're going to make a boast of the Lord today, you guys. And I want you to know that Dr. Clark is a very, very good friend of mine that's here with me today. And we're doing so much together. And so I appreciate her for taking the time out of her busy schedule to be here with us today. So I want you to know that we're here, we're doing what we got to do. We're online and we're online live today, Dr. Clark. And I appreciate you for being here with me today. So I just want to say this, that we have been talking for the last couple of weeks about Mr. Joe Dudley book, which is Your E-Style. So we've been talking about that. We've been into Mr. Joe Dudley book for the last couple of weeks. And the last week on this, Mr. Joe Dudley will be coming in and he will be discussing with us about our E-Style. So you guys get excited about that, about when he's getting ready to come and be a part of what we're doing here. And I want you to know that when you become a part of what we're doing, when you set your mindset of what we're doing and be a part of it, you're going to see how you're going to pivot to that next moment that you need to do. And so the book is called What's My E-Style? So we're done chapter 2, chapter 3, and now we're on chapter 4. It's discussing your E-Style, the foundation for your success. And Dr. Clark, I want you to just chime in because I know hey, this is you. This is what you do. You know, this is you. You are a marketplace person, and you help so many marketplace ministry get started and everything. And when I started reading this book, and I went through a master class with the Dudleys, and this is one of the books that we had assigned to read, and it was exciting because I found out my E-Style. I found out who I was, and I was kind of like a mixture all over the place. And sometimes that's what people have to understand. What you don't know, you don't have to worry about what you don't know. Get somebody with you that do know. And that way you still can succeed in what you're doing because you don't have to know everything. You can't wear every hat in your business. You got to learn how to delegate. You got to learn how to trust those other people that's around you. And one of the things he was saying is that you got to learn you. You got to learn you, what you like, what you don't like, and all those things that are around you. One of the things he said, every small business make mistakes. Big ones do too. I just want to say big ones make mistakes too. It said every small business make mistake in engaging in their business dreams and dynamics of what they want. He says, so take a nap and look at this. Go looking ahead of what you want to do and where you want to go in life. But don't let it stop you because you need to know your E-Style. Come on, you got to know our E-Style. You got to know what you like. Got to know the dynamics, he says, of you. How? What made you together? What put you together? What's your personality? What you can and what you cannot do? What you like? What you don't like? Come on. What type of people you like working with? Because a lot of times we can have people in the business and we can have people that we have employed for us. But personally, I got somebody working for me right now. Personally, I don't like them. But skillfully, they know what they do. So I don't have to take what my personal feelings and make it a business decision because I don't like the person. You understand? But if the person is a skillful person, know what they're doing, know how to do it, then we as a person that understand that can know how to pivot to that and understand that person. because you don't know what that person is going through. You don't know what that person woke up this morning and what that person's lifestyle is at home or when that person is not with you. You don't understand that. So you got to get to know the person, and that way you can understand the character or understand the way the person is reacting, the person is doing something. So he said, by using my book, the E-Style Profile, you will find yourself identifying the entrepreneur identification that you need. One of the things that he said, overall character and dynamics that you have, your strength and your weakness, your personal motivations, approach to your work, your leadership style, your management style, your motivation and your challenge, the area of your development. So Dr. Clark, let's just talk on some of those. Let's just talk on your personal motivation. You know, what is it that motivates you? What gets you out of the bed in the morning? You know, most entrepreneurs say, what is your why? You know, when you're emotional level, they want to know, what is your why? Why you get up in the morning? So what motivates and what you think should motivate a person to get up in the morning time?
It really, for me, it's really about my what I'm trying to achieve in life. Really, it is because God has been doing so many incredible things since I made a decision to become wealthy. When He told me it is time for your millionaire anointing to come out just before 2010. And I'm sitting right then at that moment, we're about $80,000 worth of debt. They're telling my husband and I to file bankruptcy. And then I'm hearing my destiny for wealth calling. And so now, because I'm called to really leave a legacy 2 and 3 generations. So that's what's getting me out of bed every day. That 2 to 3 generation, I'm not positioned yet. So that's what's getting me out of the bed and getting me to learn something new every day and to position myself for that next. And because every time I climb and begin to believe for something next, all of a sudden He brings everything into my existence. So that lets me know, Apostle, that I am on the right track. So that's the thing that He did so much this last month. That it's like, so I know that whatever I can conceive, I will receive.
Say that again.
Whatever I conceive, I receive. It just like that. It's crazy. It don't even, see, and it's never about making sense with God. It's about faith. And being an entrepreneur, you know that word means risk anyway. Mm-hmm. So if we would flip that to faith, those of us in the faith-based community, realizing we don't have risk, we have faith. It's, we've got to believe that the unseen, when we practice principles, it will cause the invisible to come our way. I happen to believe there's nothing we can't do. There is nothing impossible for us to do. When we are tired, I'm talking to the faith base. When your dream is attached to Deuteronomy 8:18, where God says that I'm going to give my people power. First, you got to remember me, He said. Now, I'm talking to the faith base because you're talking marketplace ministry today. And He said, I'm going to allow you to produce wealth so that you can give to the kingdom. And so what I've learned now, that when I get it, I give. I get and give. I get and give. So there's 3, and so then also we've got to learn how to. And that's a lot. Let me stop there, and because there's much I can say, but I don't want this to be a monologue, but a dialogue. So that gets me out because I have not achieved that second and third, some other third generation of wealth yet. I have not achieved that. So that's what's getting me out of bed starting next week for sure at 1 o'clock, starting my day between 1 and 2 until I get to the billionaire status or at a certain level that I would be able to engage this billionaire to now take me under his wing and make me a billionaire.
Amen. You know, the thing is that the next thing was the managing your style. We got to learn how to manage our time. I found out a long time ago,
Woo!
if you don't learn how to manage your time and budget your time on what you're doing and who you're doing. Lady got upset with me the other day because she came in, she wanted something, and I said, okay, I'm stopping doing what I'm doing to help you decide. These are the two that I have. You can have it. She well, she going. I said, oh, make up your mind. Either you want this or you don't. You know, because you're wasting up my time. And she said, oh, you being rude. No, I'm not being rude. You came in wanting something. I'm giving it to you. You either make up your mind that you want it or you don't want it, because if not, I'm working and I need to continue to work. It's not being rude, it's managing your time. And when a person don't understand how to manage their time, they think you're being rude when you're rushing off, or when you say, okay, I'm sorry, but I gotta go, or I have an appointment, or I can't do that. When you say no, people get upset because they're not managing their own time, and they're fearful when you start managing yours. Successful people manage their time. Dr. Clark, talk on that for a few minutes.
Yeah, you have just tapped into one of two things I don't do. I don't waste time. I don't kill time. That language is no longer a part of my life. And this is not a language of wealthy people either. It's not a language of those who are striving to do. See, the billionaire Grant Cardone is $5.5 billion. One of the things he talks about in his 10X book is the law of massive action. Therefore, you don't have time to waste at all. Those languages that's not a part of wealthy people language, and you learn to respect people's time. See, I've learned when people don't respect my time, they're not true wealth builders. If I'm calling, I know that I can interrupt you, but for the most part, when I'm calling people and I don't have an appointment with them, I'm gonna ask them hi. If they pick up, this is Dr. Shirley Clark. They might say, hey, this is you, but is this a good time for us to talk? Let's just face it, people who are wealth builders, they're not sitting around, eating popcorn, don't have nothing else to do, and just waiting for you to call. So sometimes they would tell you, I tell you what, give me 30 minutes. Can we put you on your calendar? Respect people time. People are now in a different place now. You just can't be calling folks wasting people time no more. It is people are in a mindset. Maybe you just got around broke people. I'm gonna just be honest. When they don't have nothing else to do and say, they're not trying to move to the next. But you're the first one to put a prayer request and things on the altar, calling pastors, holding up your apostles and things like Apostle Washington. Can you pray for this and that? Well, how much time are you putting into learning about wealth and increase? And see, this is what we're trying to get you to understand here today. You got to manage this thing. Nobody gets wealth unless even if you get it through food, through inheritance and lottery, you lose it. You lose it because you don't have the insight, the management tools, and what she's talking about already. You don't have a mindset. You don't have that purpose that drives you to continue to build wealth. I came today to talk about this thing about wealth building because these are terminology that scares the broke, but we need to make this an everyday language about people. As a people, I read a book, 228 years, they said we've got a big wealth gap between our Black and our white counterparts. And we got to wake up. Okay, we don't say it enough. We're saying it again. So what are you going to do to change it? Like you're talking about managing your time today, and stop letting other people interrupt or create your world for you by interrupting you when you're trying to do something that would change generation.
I found out when we learn how to manage our time, then we could manage how to be successful. You have a strategy, you have and a lot of times, even a budget, people get so afraid of budget. When they say budget, they get paranoid and but it's just like budgeting your time, budgeting your day. I get up early in the morning time, and the first part of that day, I give it to the Lord. I sit time with the Lord at least for an hour or hour and a half sometimes. It all depends on where I'm at, you know. But I
Right.
rise up early in the morning, giving him the first of my day. And then I sit and let him give me my instructions for the day, not just because I'm a pastor or my pastoral duties, because I'm a marketplace minister. I am a person that owns business myself. So I need to know what is the first thing that I need to do. I need to make sure that this is out at the bakery. I need to make sure this is gone and this is doing. I need to make sure my staff is up and doing what it needs to be doing. I need to make sure that the program and the guests, everything is ready for the come on the programs and stuff. So it's so much that you need to do, and you need to make sure you write it down, because if you don't write it down,
Right.
you will forget it. If you don't have a time management on your day, that brings up my personal planner. That brings up this when you gotta get it. Amen. It's coming out, but you gotta learn how to plan your day, plan your life. If you don't plan your life, you've already planned to fail in life. You got to learn how to write it down. And when you look at it, you say, "Oh, I'm 15 minutes behind time. I'm sorry, but you're running into my next schedule. Can I call you back, or can I do something else?" Someone just called me a few minutes ago, and I said, "I'm sorry, but you're running into my time. Can I call you back later and discuss what you need to discuss?" You know, don't be rude. You don't have to be rude or anything, but just let people know I'm on a time frame here. My life is on a time frame, and I'm managing what God has given me to handle on this assignment. And once you finish your assignment, you got another assignment. God always continuously levels us up to giving us assignment for us to do. So come to the next thing, your approach to work. So I'm gonna tell you, you got to know how to approach your work life. If you don't know how to approach your work life will approach you, and it'll hand it, and it'll be hard. I had somebody telling me, "Oh, I hate to get up and go to work." Well, you have just started your day hating, miserable.
The truth.
Not you, and your whole
Well,
day is not going to be developed the right way, because you've already got up and you're developing your set up mindset that is a place that I don't want to go to. It's a place that's hard. I don't care for the people that's there. Come on, you're not going to be productive. You're not going to have a productive day when you get up and already develop your mind skill for the day that is hard. It's people I don't like there. I don't like the job. I don't like what I'm doing. It will never get better. It will always get worse when you develop a mindset that I can't do it. Always too hard for me. And when you approach your work that way, when you approach life that way, life get hard. Talk about that for a few seconds.
I would love to talk about that. The reality is that you are the alabaster box. If you're in the faith-based arena, and I believe we are talking to Christians here, a lot of you, listen, you are the alabaster box. You've got the way you frame your world. What you just said, Apostle. I hate my day. I hate going to work. So you just told the universe, you just told everything about your job to make sure it's going to be bad for you. You need to change your language. And then second, you can change your environment by recognizing that whatever is going on of people there, do you know that such a thing is praying people out and praying the right people in?
Mm-hmm.
But you got to make sure your skill sets are that high. Make sure that you're walking in the leadership anointing that you should. It's obvious to me that there's a level of leadership missing in that people language like that. People who said language like that has a leadership issue. I'm telling you, you're lacking leadership because your leadership language will also, it tells you what's in the Bible talks about out of your what? Your mouth, your heart speaks. So it's what's in you. So you got to change and see the world differently. I am now an ambassador for God on that job. So if someone is not right, then the king go in there and start making assessment. And in the spirit, you begin, before you get there, you said, my job is blessed. Everybody now, it says, get rid of the talebearer, the fire go out. You can pray for the talebearer to leave. I've done that too much. I've shifted the whole twice. One job, just shifted everybody. I said, I need to find out who the talebearers are. Because see, if there's stuff like that, the atmosphere is always wrong, then you can't function in that. So then you need to be at home praying all the way there. So when you get there, you go to do the work, but you're praying under your breath. But before you get there, set the climate in place. Pray all, find out who the terror bearers, pray them out, and then pray the right people in. Don't forget to do that. But you've got to walk in heads. You got to get your mouth straight. And then another thing that will help them is what we're talking about, Apostle. You got to know that your job is your first investor. If you are, you got to create and be the architect of your own world. So if that you don't like your job, what are you going to do about it? So what we're talking about today is then you want to create an income on the other side then. So then you on your way out. I'm saying then that your energy flow will be different. I'm going to work knowing that this is my first investment into me getting out of this job. So I need to have a plan over here on working. So I'm thanking God that I've got something here while I'm building over there. And so it requires headship anointing, yet your language is changing. Because I promise you, when you know you're on your way out, when you go to work, you're more grateful. You see the world differently. It's no more rose-colored glasses where you recognize that how I treat another man's job, the energy I bring is where other people might bring when I start my own company and I need employees. Are you a good employee? Do you manage your time? Do you get the job? Do you cause strife more? Do you know how to turn? The Bible talks about a soft answer turn away wrath. We've got to use the principles that work while we're working for somebody else's dream. And while you're over here, I tell you, the reason people are talking is that they don't know how to get out. And the way to get out is begin to create another world for you. Then you go to work with a different energy. You wake up on Monday, you have no more blue Mondays. You say, I'm going there because I'm making this an opportunity over here to provide for me to create the world I want so I can lead there. I got an action plan. See, because too many people waiting on Apostle Diane and people like me to create the world for them. I'm telling you right now, you got to be behind your own ship. Ain't no ship coming in now. You got to be kicking your own ship. You got to be pulling your own ship. Let's just face it. You waiting on somebody else now. You better kick your own ship in. No throwing. You throw the shoe up in the air and the ball. What may? No. You got to frame your own world by your words and begin to do the law of massive action to change your world.
It's kind of reminded me of the man at the school of Bethesda when Jesus asked him, we want to be whole. He said, well, nobody help me. Nobody help me get in. If I had to go in trouble, somebody pass me. He said, I ain't actually that good to be paying well. Stop laying there being infinite. Stop laying there complaining. Stop laying there looking at other people and they're passing by me. I can't get healed because they're passing by me. He said, I ain't actually that. I actually, you want to be whole. Get up. I mean, take up your bed. And follow me. And then as soon as he took up a bed and started following, here come the priest and everybody said, oh, you can't do that. Oh, you can't be walking on a Sunday. You can't get healed on a Sunday. People will always say what you can't do, and you're already doing it. Come on. So right. you got to realize that God is telling you to get up. Get up, do what you need to do, get the right motivation. I found out that most entrepreneurs and business owners are still working like they own a job. You're still like you're working for somebody else. You're not working like you're working for yourself. When you work for yourself, it is more intense in it. It's not predicated if somebody show up today. I remember when I would open up the pizza place and workers didn't show up on time. Well, I couldn't wait and sit there for them to come in and start making dough or come in and start prepping the table, to get ready for lunchtime and stuff. I couldn't wait for that. I had to start prepping it. And they drag in at 1:30. And, oh, you got everything ready? Well, lunch hour starts at 11. You supposed to be at work at 9:30 and you coming in at 1. So no, I can't sit there and say, oh, they ain't coming in. Oh, they ain't doing this. Oh, I can't get. No, you got to get up, with the ability you, if nobody showed up the day I showed up. Come on. That's
Exactly.
the attitude you got to have. If nobody show up today, I'm showing up because I'm showing up to do what I have to do, especially if you are an entrepreneur and you're the business owner. You have to show up when others don't show up. You got to have the right attitude when the other one have a nasty attitude. You got to start working. Come on, you got to be the owner and not just showing up for a job. Because see, a job is just getting over broke. But you don't want to just get over broke. You want to be successful. As Dr. Clark said, you want to be wealthy. So you don't want to get up in the morning. A lady told me the other day, she said, I have five dress shops. And I said, whoa, you need to touch somebody else with that anointing. Well, she started talking to this other pastor's wife. Now, this other pastor's wife, because of the anointing, because they're getting together and she's mentoring and talking to them, giving her and showing her how she developed 5 shops. And now this lady have 3 in less than a year's time. So I'm telling you, your work ethic will show whether you're successful or not. If you get up in the morning time, your approach to the work, your approach, even if you just listening to me and you're on a job, telling you your approach is going in there, blessing the people on your job, talking to the people on your job. If you want your own thing, if you want to do your own thing, the best way, Luke said, how can God bless you with something of your own when you don't know how to treat another man? So if you don't know how to treat another man's blessing, you don't know how to treat another man's job, then you're not going to know how to treat yours. You're going to have the same work ethic that you have on that man's job that you would have when God give you your own. So you got to learn now, work as if it was yours. Show up in the morning time.
Exactly. Right. Create the atmosphere exactly that you want. That's it.
Yes, create what you want. You want to, I found out I started praying for the janitorial company that I was working for. I started praying for the folks and everything. And I said, you know what? If I can do everything this janitorial company that they know how to do, why am I still working for them? So I started working my way out of it. Like you said, Dr. Clark, I started working my way out.
You got to work your way.
I
Right.
started showing up winning.
Exactly.
I started showing up doing more. I started showing up training. Come on,
Because you saw yourself getting out, didn't you?
oh, I
You
know
had
I
an
was.
exit plan.
I know I was getting out of there, and I was training everybody else that was there. I was saying, do you know how to do so and so? No, I don't know how to do that. You don't know how to mix the backs up? No, I don't know. Let me show you how to do it, because I knew I needed to show somebody else to do it. And so, even that's the way Christians don't, even when you know you're leaving a church and you know your time out is at a church, instead of you filling that void, because God don't leave void. He increased. He don't leave void. So if you finna leave somebody ministry, you need to make sure that ministry is not left void, that you train somebody else to do that same position that you're doing. So you won't leave it void, because God is not a person that leaves you empty. He leaves you full. And that's the way we need to leave anything that we do in life. Don't leave the person empty, depleted, but leave them happy. That you was in their life. Miles Monroe said something to me years ago. He said, find out the purpose of somebody that's in your life. So when they leave, you won't feel depleted. If you know their purpose, and if they fulfill their purpose and they're gone out of your life, you will not be miserable. Come on, you'll be motivated. And that's our next thing, is motivation. Motivation. You got to learn how to motivate yourself. As Dr. Clark said something, you can't wait on Apostle Diane and Dr. Clark, Shirley Clark, to do it for you. You got to be motivated yourself, even if we coach you through.
Exactly.
We can coach you. You can, and I think everybody need a coach. I think everybody need a coach in what you're doing. You need a marriage coach if you're married. If you're single, you need a single coach. If you're in business, you need a business coach. Come on, whatever if you're a coach or a counselor, you need somebody coaching and counseling you and things. So you need it. A pastor need a pastor. You need somebody to motivate you and put in you, somebody who's been there, been where you're trying to go. I ain't talking about somebody who haven't been there, haven't done anything, but somebody who's been there and have years of experience that can coach you into that next place that you need to do, the levering up area that you need to do. So we need to learn how to motivate yourself. This is what I do in the morning time. I get up And like I told you, I get up and I have my time with the Lord. And then I have my time with the Lord. Then I also have my time with motivation. I have my time where I put on a lot of success tapes and I listen at people who were successful and I listen at inspirational quotes and things like that that will pump me up. Now I done got the biblical part in, and I got Bill Winston in, I got him in, I got Miles Monroe in, I got those principles in for that. Then I get motivated by somebody else. I may put on Les Brown. I may put on Oprah. I don't care who it is. I may even put on Steve Harvey, in the morning times and hear things that he's saying and stuff to motivate me, to push me to that next place. Because if you don't get motivated, I was telling somebody the other day, I said, if anything that the pandemic have learned me is to learn that I need to get motivated. Because if not, you'll stay at home, you'll sit there, you'll look at the four walls, and you're not motivated to create. You're not motivated. God was so motivated that he spoke the whole world into existence. And he was so motivated that he created man. Oh my God. And he blew his breath into man. And he said, I'm giving you the creative ability to motivate yourself every day. I'm giving you the creative ability to be like me. Dr. Clark, talk on motivation just a little.
Oh Lord, are you kidding me? We listen. That's one of the traits of when we talk about being a business coach is that we have to be self starters. We're gonna and the key to being motivated. I love, and I've seen her do this. By the way, I've stayed in her home, and I know every morning she's got some decorations or something going on. I used to go and stay at your house. I'm here sitting the trim. I'm here. You are this. God, she's rocking. So she is not making this up. Some people say stuff just to sound good, but the apostle really does every morning. She has decorations going. She has that motivation going. And listen, do what you got to do in this hour. Let me just tell you, this is not a fair fight. When we are trying to make money and create wealth and getting God, being a co-creator with God in this era, because he's already said, I'm going to give you power to produce wealth. I want you to know this assistance of this world that right now is pulling you back. And so this is not a fair fight. So you need every kind of tape, CD, videos, whatever, iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, everything you can, Raspberry or whatever you need, YouTube, TikTok, use it to get you going, because everything in this universe is fighting against the knowledge of God to get you wealthy. And so I don't want you to think this is a fair fight. So you need to come up already ready. I've got soaking music on there. I cannot ever afford to have nothing that I'm not birthing in. I'm not smart enough to do it without God. I'm not smart enough to make it without him. I'm not smart enough to know that this is the way I have to live, because all the system tells me no. All the system said I got to have an 800 credit score. I got to have a 70 credit score to get a house or land or whatever, or get a car loan. That's that systems of this world. But God's system says, I'll give you houses and land that you did not build. So you already against those systems. So this, I want you to tell the devil, I'm going to scratch your eyeball out. I am going to pull your hair. I'm going to kick your back. I'm going to bite your neck. So whatever need for me to stay motivated in this thing to get my wealthy place, I am going to do it. Are you crazy, Dr. Crazy Clark? Yes, for this. I am in this thing for God's people now. Pastor, this thing, you got to do what you got to do. Because everything around you, every piece of paper you're getting, somebody's taking something from you. People are getting hit with $60,000 tax bills. I know 2 millionaires. It's a ploy of the devil to disrupt God's people, and it's Christians. See, And so I'm telling you, these systems of the world do not want you to make it.
Oh,
So you need to be you need to be educated to know that you need to stay motivated. You need to get everybody you name, the Les Browns, the Oprah Winfrey, everybody, what who get it, Eric Thomas, Lisa Nichols.
Nichols.
Are they saved? Oh no, don't worry about salvation right now. You need to be motivated. Learn more. Rich people educate themselves. So what I'm trying to tell you, it's not a fair fight. So if you don't get ready for your day, see, you wake up in the morning, Apostle, you have to wake up in the morning to go to school. I already know that every day you got to wake up to go to school. And whoever make it through that day is the one that prepared for that day. And that's what Apostle is doing. That's what we do. We prepare for our day. We don't let nobody else create our world. We prepare for our day. And this is what you have to do all day long, because the devil will interject stuff all the time, a text or something, an email to tell you something, and you got to be ready for it. So you can just, hey, we are soldiers. We need to have our armor on at all times. And one of the biggest things right now is the helmet of salvation. And that's what Pastor's talking about, having that motivate, putting something in to motivate you to stay focused. So when those things hit us, we can be motivated, say, yeah, I can press forward. I can reset my life. Now, I'm telling you, Apostle, about a week and a half ago, I was teaching Blacks in Government Conference. And all them people got big jobs, doctrines and masters. And I told them, I know who you are. Most of you are in debt. Some of y'all making, a lot of you making over 6 figures. That's like I was on Zoom like this, like type of Zoom. But I'm here to tell you, it's time for you to reset your life and stop being in all that debt. I'm telling you right now, I know you're Homeland Security, you're FBI, you're all of those in a bag of chips. But I'm telling you, it's time for you to reset your life for success. Get out of debt, and I'm going to help you if you let me help you. I already know how this stuff works. You got to be motivated not to just go to work to pay your bills. All that most of you are doing. I'm telling you, they were reaching out to me like crazy. I said, no, because it's time out for us to stop playing and acting like we got it all together and we got this. So you need to be motivated another way now. That this is what this program is about. This live broadcast is about learning how to motivate yourself to do something different. Otherwise, all you're going to do is work all your life. Wages will only give you a living. Company. You need profit that will give you a fortune. You got to be motivated to do more. They're not motivated, Apostle, to do anything else because they have not done anything else different. And you gave enough people names for them to go to YouTube and be motivated. If I were you, I would get up at least 30 minutes early and just listen to some people. Stop listening to the gloom and doom. Something that will motivate you to keep going. Listen, I
think we give too much to the people who don't have anything and people who are not going any place. We give them too much advantage in our life to speak and prophesy.
That's good.
You know, we allow them to speak and control our life. We allow them to keep us in the pit, and we allow them to keep us in the darkness. But I don't share my dreams to people who have not went any place and not gone any place. I don't give my ideas to not a dreamer or a person who have dreamed and have established something. I found out a long time ago that a dreamer will always dream. A dreamer will always dream, but a person who is activated and out there that are doing what God, are co-created with God, will always get up and create something. A person said something to me, said, I don't worry about you losing money because you will create something to make you some money.
Okay, see, don't go there. Don't go there. Cause see, there you go. What did you just say? Cause see, if you sit around, I'm scared I'm gonna lose. You got to know the Father God that would back us up.
My job doesn't sit down.
No, you just said it.
Create something.
Create.
I'm seeing more businesses come out of this pandemic. I'm seeing more ideas coming out of this pandemic than I've ever seen. And I'm
See?
looking at it is so funny because God gave me the delivery business. It was called Takeout Taxi over 42 years ago. They didn't
Wow. See?
they didn't even have in Alabama, they didn't even have how you do it. So I had to write it up, submit it to them on a proposal on how it would work. And I had to wait like 3 months because they had to go and check it out with the health department. They had to check it out with the license department. They didn't even know what to put it. They didn't even know what to call it and anything. So I'm telling you, create your life, create what you want. Going to a job is only going to give you wages, but when you start creating your dreams, it will give you a lifestyle of reality. So we got to learn how to step out and be that creative person that God is calling. That should motivate you, nothing else. That should motivate you to get up. I ask God every day, give me something new today, give me something to create today.
See, that's
And
good. That's good. That's
I
good.
asked him, give me something to create. And look, I started creating. Come on, a planner. I worked on this planner and I worked on this planner for years. And I could not get it the way I wanted it to be.
Pastor, open up that book. They need to see what that book is. That planner is phenomenal. Let them see some of those pages of blue, how you got. Yeah, this is a tremendous planner. And you're going to be making this available in a few. And you all need to go ahead and let them see those blue sheets and stuff you got going on. It is just done
It
extremely
is
well.
it
Let
is
me tell you
awesome.
something.
It's awesome. It's awesome. This
It's
this is
organized.
it's organizing
People
you.
don't know how to organize their life, Apostle, and you.
It's motivation. It's motivating you to plan your day, to know you cannot get discouraged when you got this book.
And that's a year planner, right? For
This is a year,
2022,
this is
right?
a year planner for year 22. And then we're already gonna start working on 23. So we want you. I got the 7 steps, the 7 laws for successful people for leadership. You won't get lost out there. You got a companion right there with you, working with you. You got your coach right there helping you along the way, seeing where you at, managing your day, managing your time. Come on, and making sure that you're successful. I always say that the eagles will always fly with the eagles, and the chicken will always be found in the hen yard. You will always find somebody clucking and picking up something and doing something in the hen yard, never flying, never reaching their potential. But if you connect yourself with another eagle, come on, you're going to soar with the eagles. Come on, you can soar. I saw a little article that says that the crow is the only thing that will attack an eagle. And he'll get on him and he'll attack him. But it says that the eagle never worries about the crow attacking him because he got something that the crow don't have. He know how to soar above all the crows and all the things. So he goes and soars to the highest level that he can go. And the eagle fall off because he can't breathe. There's people who trying to keep you down, but you keep soaring to your highest level because they're going to fall off. They're going to fall off. Motivate yourself. Stop allowing other people to try to motivate your life and try to motivate your lifestyle. It was amazing. My spiritual son, he had my car. I'm supposed to be selling my Mercedes. And so he called me, he said, Mom. And I said, I don't like the way that sounds. And and so on my vision board, I have a Bentley on my vision board. And he said, Mom. I said, yes. What you do? I said, why? He said, so let me just say this. I didn't sell your car. I said, oh, okay. I bought a Bentley. I said, what? I got you a Bentley. Well, lost your mind. Put the phone down. A few minutes later, he comes by the house. He come outside. Here's this big black Bentley. And I'm going, what in the world? See, if you put it in your spirit If you say it and you see it, if you can see it in your spirit, if you can see it, you can believe it. I was living in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I was worried about the house that I was living in. People won't talk that I was living with the pastor and everything. And I went walking every day, and the Holy Spirit said, do anybody in this neighborhood don't know that this is not your house? I said, no. He says, everybody in the neighborhood think that that's your house, that you live in that house. So what are you worried about? You're driving a Mercedes every day. You can get out of the Mercedes and you can get in the BMW if you want to, any day of the week that you want to. You're driving any car you want to. You're living in a $500,000 house. You're not paying the note. What are you complaining about? I don't know. This is what you got on your vision board. What are you complaining about? I don't know, God. Hello. So you gotta stop letting what you think your circumstances is, because God is preparing you. God was preparing me then, driving that Mercedes, driving that BMW, living in that $500,000 house. Come on, because I had just left everything. I just gave away everything and left everything in Alabama for ministry. For ministry. Closed down my business and left it for ministry. And God had me leaving everything, sitting up in a house, $500,000, driving a better car than the car that I was driving for ministry. And then 3 years later, moved me to Detroit, living now in a multi-million-dollar house. Come on, driving the kind of car I want to drive. And my son just gave me a Bentley. So I'm saying,
won't he do it? And we can say, won't he do Steve Harvey said, won't he do it?
when you get in that place, when you get in that place that God is calling you to do and be co-creators with him, learn how to allow God to use your gifts and your talents to push you where you need to go. Now, Dr. Clark, we're getting ready to do something. You and I are getting ready to do a project together. And I'm excited about this project. But, you know, it's something my husband, my deceased husband, told me over 22 years ago. He was trying to send me to Chicago to be a licensed coach, business coach. And I had to go to Chicago for 5 weekends out of the year to get my training. And I said, well, I don't want to leave you for no, I can't do that. I don't want to leave you. I don't want to be out of your presence for that long, you know? And he said, oh, honey, you need to go and be a coach. You need to be a business coach of all the business insight and stuff that you know, that's what you need to be. Coaching wasn't 20 some years ago. You didn't hardly hear anybody talk about coaching, business coaching, or this kind of coaching, or pastoral coaching. You didn't hardly hear it 20 years ago. Now it is so popular. It is so popular, but you need to be trained by the right coach. That's important. You know, because everybody is coaching everybody, but you need to be trained by the right coach, and you need to know what type of business or what type of coach that you are and where you're going at. Because I truly believe that your lifestyle will help you coach somebody else's lifestyle. You know, what you're doing in life, what you're developing yourself in, that God will help you develop and get to where you need to go to. So that's what we're at today. We're here. And Dr. Clark, talk a little about your coaching business.
Well, you know what? I was just sitting here thinking, coaching now, the word coaching is like the word bishop one time in the church.
Oh, you
Everybody
better
was,
say that.
there was a period. Can I just talk about this right there? Listen, all of a sudden there was the movement of the bishop. Now and then it was the movement of the apostle. Now just overall now it's the movement of coaching. Every coach is not equal. Okay, let me just be clear about this. So you need to be right. So you need to know a coach should be, listen, the difference between a coach and someone that's claiming are results, outcome, testimony, increase, scaling up. If someone you just going through it and you just have a little fuzzy feeling, you can't have a definitive end, you're not coaching. Pastor, that's something we certify life and business coaches right now. Every month, we have a certification program for those who want to be life and business coach. and they can just email me. And if you can chat that, Shirley, Dr. Shirley Clark, Dr. Shirley Clark, you can put that in the chat, somebody, your team, so that if not, Dr. Shirley Clark at gmail.com, DRSHR, right in the chat here. They can get it right here. I can put it here. Let me see if I can hold on just a second. I can put it in the chat. If you want to be a certified life or business coach, Apostle and I are going to be working together. And so what you want to do is, Apostle, we're working on it for you, but we hadn't got it set up, but we are going to be offering through her big hub, but we're doing it. We want you to know that at the end of anything, there's a definitive end. So a lot of people saying they're coaching, but they're not, they're wasting people money. The people are not scaling, the business are not being established, their buildings are not scaling up, they're not seeing increase. I believe in the bottom line. When I deal with coaching, I tell them that, but one reason I got you in here, I need to see your bottom line change. I need to see the MONEY. If I'm not here to help you produce well, create projects and coaching package to help you get you there where you can monetize today, then you in the wrong group here. And some of you, the reason you will become certified or get into my coaching program is that your bottom line changes. Why? I know most people just need, Apostle, another $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month, that they would have a better they'll have a different energy for life, that they can see their way beyond just living to pay bills. And then what we got to teach people is no longer to understand just because you have money. We really have a financial instability anyway. We don't know how to take wealth. And we need to understand wealth is not for spending, it's for investment. Money you get is for investment. If it doesn't cause you to create and expand your business, expand you to help you get to your nuts, then you shouldn't be spending it. Well, Dr. Clark, I want to be able to do this. You and I both agree with, and we work with Dave Ramsey organization. And one of his things he said, you have to do something what others won't do, so you can have what others won't have. And the reason we are so quick to spend, because we think we owe ourselves something, but really we owe ourselves to become wealthy if we're going to line up with the scripture. And so we got to learn to spend money that's going to, in the area of investing. We don't waste money, we invest money. So if I can get people to increase up, so that's what I'm about. My Pray and Grow Richer 90-day challenge, Mastermind Wealth Challenge. I take people and show them how to release a vortex over their life. So, they can just contact me. I can tell them more about these opportunities. Listen, I have people that, and the thing that we do, we don't focus on this in the area of debt. We focus on increasing wealth. One lady in April, her mortgage got canceled. So it just happens like that. People get speaking engagement from New Zealand and everywhere, Norway, all kinds of things were happening to them. Books open. One lady laid out and believed God for the $3,000 to get into my program, said, I'm a soak like Dr. Clark did that night. And the next day I declared the money be in my bank account, woke up, the $3,000 was in our bank account the next morning. What we're trying to do is create sustainability. Apostle Washington, what we want to touch the headship all the way down to the pew. Yes. We don't want just the headship to get it no more. We know if we create builders in the church and not blessers, you all will be great tithers because you sow up. You learn that your seed is for, there's 3 S's when you get into money. Is that, when you're talking for me, it's sowing, is soaking, which is a seeking. The whole hour, and then you're saving, and then you sow up. There's 3 S's in this that works for you and cause wealth to grow in your life. And Apostle didn't even have all of this stuff really in a lot of the teaching, that she had a natural proclivity for the marketplace. And many of us, we don't necessarily have the natural, but it doesn't mean we cannot move in that. And that's what I want you to know. What Apostle is moving in, it's a whole nother level for her. all this stuff like the Bentley and all this stuff. She done had over 45 business probably. And so she has a lot to say, but now there are new systems and things that she didn't have back then.
No.
But God raised her up. So she didn't have it back then. How much more with all these technologies and systems and things we got, click funnels and everything that we can touch people at another level. You have no excuse. So thank you for the opportunity. Connect with me. If you want your vortex, my goal is to partner with her. We're going to be creating a whole program and create some certification program through her. But certainly we can get you started in 30, 45 days. You can be certified in 30 days as a business coach, a life coach. But we're going to be setting systems up that'll be ran through her program. We want you all to make it. We want you to get the 6 figures in 3 months, 6 figures in 1 month. You can do this. And that's what this program is about. It's not about we just want to fuzzy and talk about you not doing right or what. We want to make sure that you have the tools. This is what this is about, that you have the tools. Listen, Pastor, we know if we want every people to succeed, we've got to give them the tools to succeed well. You're an apostle with business franchises. You got staff that's at these things. You could be walking, you got stuff to do. But she has set up this whole hour to speak into your life. Let it not be in vain. And I'm here to help you. I'm going to put my email here in the chat, drshirleyclark@gmail. Let it not be in vain. Connect with somebody and do something different today, not tomorrow. The sooner you start activating today, your tomorrow can change. You do know what will happen tomorrow. It's determined by your day. Apostle.
That is so true. What you do today will determine your tomorrow. And we got to learn to understand that we're living in a time now where God is calling us to be proactive, to be producers, what He's called us to be. And so when we learn how to walk into that God is calling us to walk into, we'll see the manifestation of it. And we don't have an excuse now that we don't have anybody to help us. We don't have a way. And the reason I started to do the Biz Hub Master during the midweek is to bring some master people on who are doing master things in this area, who is connected to the master, who is connected to our Father, and who have done. And what we're doing is we're building a network of people, network of entrepreneurs and business owners. Like I told you, we're getting ready to roll out the Eagle planning book, but we're getting ready to roll out a few other things. We have a line of clothing that we're getting ready to roll out. We also have the publishing company that we have. So any of you who want to publish your books, you're able to publish your books. But we also have an online store that's up and really actually running. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more, but it's some things that we're going to put together to network you for your net worth. So the thing is that you don't have any excuses anymore to say that we can't do it or I can't do it. It is to take the I out of the way and say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to wake up every day and I'm going to plan my day with God and I'm going to show up the best version of what He made me.
Exactly.
That's what we got to learn how to do. Be the best of what God made you. Not try to be the copycat of somebody else, but be the best version of you. And that's all you can be. So my takeaway today is get involved. Motivate yourself. Allow God to pull that creative power that's on the inside of you. Let Him pull it out of you that you can be a master in what you're doing. Love you guys. Appreciate you. And see you next Wednesday.